Hey guys, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. Thanks so much for popping in. If you're new here and you're watching us, well, open up your phone and launch that camera app. Point over to the QR code like so and touch the yellow lips and you will get my link tree with lots of great information to improve the quality of your life. If you're not watching us and you're hearing us on a podcast, it'll be believemeachieve.com. Thanks so much for supporting us, for being with us for all this time, and making the choice to be part of Inspirations for Your Life and having that be part of your daily day. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you if you're watching us on the replays, 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 12 midnight, 12 noon. Whenever you're watching us, thanks so much for making Inspirations for Your Life part of your daily day. All right, let's get into the master topic here, everyone. So, understanding leadership. We're in series 2, which means we're in year 2, show 18, episode number 5. Understanding leadership. Series 2 means we're in the second year, show 18, episode number 5. So tonight, when I want to talk about leadership is I want to talk about something very important, and that's organizing versus aligning. What does that mean? Organizing versus aligning. So managers and bosses always achieve their goals by delegating their responsibilities, right? And they try to distribute work among subordinates and organize available resources to get their goal. However, leaders are supposed to motivate people. They concentrate on the personal development of the team and try to work on how everybody can achieve that goal better, right? When we organize something, we have a structure. When we align, we also have a structure. But what's the difference between organizing and aligning? What is the difference between organizing and aligning? They seem similar, right? So people have to understand how things are going to work. They can't just execute. So they have to organize them and then they have to align them or assign them to the different resources in the company. Leaders innovate, right? Managers maintain. Managers focus on systems and structures, right? And so we have to understand how that process works. And managers pursue goals through coordinated actions, either tactical processes and tasks for themselves or from the company, and they move forward. But aligning is not something that happens like instantaneously. It's not. It happens through a lot of practice, okay? And through a lot of practice, that can be what does it. Think about that for a second. I think the biggest thing you probably want to understand is aligning and organizing is something pretty cool, but it's not something that is something everyone's going to do, right? It's not something everyone's going to do. And so it takes time. I'll tell you that this is something you have to put time into, okay? Many people try to shirk responsibilities. Think about that for a moment. I'll tell you that it might seem like something interesting, but you have to understand how it works. Okay. You have to understand because if you don't understand, then it's like you're doing something without doing it for a purpose. That's what I said that. You're doing something without doing it for a purpose. So when we think about organizing, we're doing our due diligence, we're doing the resources, and then we are aligning that with the right resource. So let's talk about analyzing and assessing. Analyzing and assessing. This is something that a lot of people get wrong. And I think they get it wrong because they jump to one without knowing the other. Okay. So analysis requires thought from managers as they try to quantify performance and different assessments that focus on a final outcome. But analysis is very important. Analysis is to break something in small parts, okay, and show how they all relate to one. And so when we think about analyze, okay, it's important. When we think about assessing, it's defining really how actions, okay, and tests and procedures are giving us our results. So analyzing is breaking something into component parts and showing how they relate to the whole. And assessing is basically going over the methods and seeing how are they working. All right. So that's a real important thing. And I think a lot of people, like I said, they jump the game on that. And so when we think about, because we're talking about a leader this whole week, right? And a lot of people say to me, hey, John, what is the purpose of a leader? So a leader is to coach, to guide, to inspire, to motivate. Okay. Sometimes through challenging times, they'll guide individuals and teams through the career or through other personal journeys of life. A leader has to keep that team unfocused or aligned with the working goals. They always try to be collaborative in what they do and in the culture that they're forming. Okay. Leaders will provide direction and vision. Okay. And they help to create an environment that is really founded upon success by opening people and inviting them to communicate and, of course, collaborate with the entire team. Now, you can't collaborate with someone if the environment is not friendly. And if the environment's not friendly, it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, right? You don't want to open your mouth because you're afraid that you might say something that somebody maybe is going to not take very well. And that might sound like something that's harsh, but it's not harsh. It's the truth. So I think you got to set standards as a leader. Okay? Leaders set standards. You might say, John, what are the standards they set? So they make sure people understand the expectations, right? You've heard the quote before, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Just because I have high standards doesn't make it so. So claiming to be someone who has a high level of integrity doesn't make me one, right? The key is in my actions. If a leader says he can, let's say, walk the talk, but he can't, that's not going to impact him very well. A standard's not a goal. Standards are minimums. They are the lowest bar that we have to clear before we can start being productive. A high standard is where the bar is set and people tend to clear it. Okay? Set a low bar and they clear it. Set a high one, they clear that as well. But is the bar that wins them the gold? It is. Standards are not like self-guided missiles. We have to answer questions. We have to provide collaborative support. We have to enforce those standards as a coach, as a mentor, as a leader. Remember, I said before, leaders are not born, they are made. Thanks so much for the like. I really appreciate that. And, I'll tell you that this is something everyone can do, but you got to have confidence in yourself. A leader who ignores situations is not doing his or her job. If people are not making the standards, you got to fire. Claim high standards is the first step in leading a team with high standards. You got to claim it. Okay? If you're not willing to do that, well, then maybe you shouldn't be on the team. Have you ever seen a weak link bring down the standards of a high-performing team? Sure. So a leader has to be someone who's dynamic. It has to be someone that's able to interact with the team. Okay? But I bet you didn't know that a standard is the lowest possible level, the lowest bar we can set. It's a standard. People say to me, John, what are the standards of an exceptional leader? It's a great question. A pure leader, an attitude that is able to connect with previous roles as part of the team to help him or her be a great leader. Leaders who are hesitant recognize they are in charge, but are uncertain how to use their authority. A confident leader is a leader who steps beyond the two counterfeit leadership mindsets. But leadership qualities come down to this: unapologetically sets high standards. They set them and they don't apologize for doing it. They repeat, communicate over and over the missions and the goals. And they make sure the organization's resources and people are linked to that. If they don't understand what it is, well, they make sure that you understand it. And you're either going to do it or you're going to get off the team. They listen to feedback of high performers more than the low performers. Does that mean they won't listen to everybody? No, but they're going to take somebody who's a high performer, someone who is exceeding the bar, a lot more seriously than someone that is barely making it or just making it. That's a problem. They're focused on solving problems or challenges instead of dwelling on what they are. They understand that the solution to every problem is in the problem itself or in the challenge itself. They understand that. He or she accepts responsibility and learns from mistakes. When you have a mistake, you have to understand that it happened. Let's not dwell on the feeling of the mistake. Let's take the lesson and learn from it. But I think a lot of people are looking for a leader to hold their hand. Now, holding your hand is different from coaching. If I said to you, I'm going to hold your hand every way, level through, I may not be a good leader because I'm doing everything for you. If I said, I'll be here if you need help, great. How many times have you gone to let's say a teacher or professor, and you ask them to help you with the assignment? Now, a lot of the grammar school and high school teachers were, yeah, they kind of help you, but they wind up helping you and actually doing the assignment, right? So they're doing it with you. Junior, senior, high school, and college, they don't do that. They're like, well, I'm not going to do your homework for you. Well, I just have a question. Okay, well, we can do another problem together, but I'm not going to do your homework for you. That's your homework. And I think a great leader understands that if their team doesn't try, they either got to motivate them, figure out what's not working, or get them off the team. If someone gets stuck, it's the goal of the leader to get that engine restarted. Maybe you're working on a big project and you know this person has immense skills, but for whatever reason, I don't know, they're on this crash and burn this weekend, like nothing's working. And you bring them aside and you say, hey, Dennis, you've been a great producer with our company for over 10 years. May I ask what's going on? What do you mean? You're like off. Everything you're submitting is off. Your ideas are not congruent with anything we're talking about. That's not like you. May I ask what's going on? Yeah, sure. Is there a problem? Oh, no, not with you or not with the team. Well, what is going on? On the fence of getting married right now, and there's just a lot of stress and pressure, and it's just making my head go crazy. Ah, why don't you take a couple days off and then come back to us? A good leader knows when someone on the team needs a break. Because if we push ourselves too much, we're going to be no use to ourselves, and we're going to definitely be no use to the team. Someone once told me, if you cannot believe in yourself or you cannot do for yourself, you're never going to be able to do for others. So if you can't achieve, you know my hat, believemeachieve.com, believe and achieve. If you cannot achieve something as a person, as who you are, you're not going to be able to achieve it as a team. Because your skills are going to be vital. So what I mean by you can't achieve it, I mean that you can't achieve your part of it. I don't expect you to do the whole thing, but if you can't do the part you're responsible for, you're never going to be productive and successful on a team. I got lots more to share with you this week. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this fantastic, amazing May 3rd, 2023, which is Wednesday evening. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your evening. Be sure to comment below, like, love, support the video, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MRLY Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. Click on that PayPal button, or a bowl of fruit, or perhaps a savory dessert. Either way, we'll be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will investment in new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to empower you to become a better version of yourself. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night now.